Hi everyone, welcome to the new monthly projects. This is number 13 and we did character mashups. And a mashup is where we get two characters and fuse them together to form one. So it's a lot of fun, it's very creative. This is a good project to get the juices flowing and the creativity. And I also wanted to mention, so I've got like a new design, I really have a new system to it as well. So each month I'm picking 3 submissions and they will be critiqued in full. So I'm going to go in depth. I can kind of take my time with it, which means we're going to have a nice shorter video now, which is a little bit more appealing and easier to watch rather than the movie length ones I had before. So let's get right into it. And first up, we got Matt Mendoza. So these are the general submissions. And Matt has done a cross between Homelander and Doctor Strange as well. So that's really cool. I really like that mashup and it's very interesting. I really like this. It's just such a cool design, and look at these lines, the magic, everything's really popping. You got a really professional look to this and I love it. I love that glow in the eyes as well. He looks so menacing and evil. So yeah, I absolutely love that one. It's a really cool design and I'd never thought I would ever see Homelander mashed up with Doctor Strange. So well done. Next up we've got Adam. And this is your first time in the monthly project, so welcome. I really want to welcome you in. And look at this. This is beautiful. I absolutely love this. So this is a cross between the Rocketeer and Captain America. And I love that mashup because they're both kind of in the same era, I think. So it's really cool to get that kind of vintage style going with Captain America as well. Your artwork's amazing, by the way. I really love your style. Yeah, well done with that. Very creative. Love the overall look of that. Very appealing. And next up, we've got Jeremy, and you have done Wario mixed with Kratos. And that's, I love that mashup. I love your cartoony style as well. This works so well. I never thought I would see them two fuse together as well to make one character. This is just really cool. And I love the whole setup here. You've got him taking down this big monster here. So yeah, really cool, brutal. And you know what? It works. It really works. So well done there, Jeremy. I think that's sick. That's awesome. And next up, we've got William. You have done a mix between Deadpool and Wolverine. Such a cool mix as well. Look at this. Absolutely amazing. Your work is just so crisp, clean. Absolutely love it. I love the edginess you've got on your style. Very energetic. You got really nice flow. So, and I just love this design, the choices that you made here, especially with the color choices you've got. So I really love that. I think that's amazing. Good work there. Love the color halftone effect as well. Very cool. Very modern looking. So awesome work, William. Love it. All right, next is Justin, and you've done a really cool mix here. Check this out. So he's got Hey Arnold from the cartoon mixed with the Predator. So you've got Arnold Schwarzenegger from the Predator and mixed up with his mate there as well. So that's awesome. You've even got the actual Predator up here as one of those other characters as well. So that's a really cool idea for a mashup. I really love that. And you also did a second one as well. You've got Earthworm Jim mixed in with Slim Jims, which I'm not really familiar with, but that's classic. You got mixed up with some beef jerky there, or meat sticks. That's great. Really cool looking design too. Very fun. So this is a good one. Yeah, good idea there, Justin. It's classic. All right. Thanks a bunch for that. Love it. All right. Next, we've got Mirko, which is you also known as Phoenix 46. And you've got a mashup between Hulk and the Flash. So that's a really cool idea. Not something that I would have thought of, but you know what? I really love how you've got green lightning, you know, the electricity that he has, like Flash when he's like bolting through. And so I just love that. It's like green, so it's like gamma rays, you know, really powerful kind of stuff. Super clean work too. This is amazing. This is really nice work. You've done some really good work here. So yeah, you should be really proud of yourself with that one. Yeah, good work. Awesome. And next we got Carl, and you've done Crash Bandicoot mixed with the Green Lantern. So that's really cool. I love this, like really cool designs as well. I like how you've got the ring and then it all ties into the energy. You know, it's like his imagination. He's creating these kind of masks up here. So even Neo Cortex there, you've done him too. Yeah, so great. Good work there. I love that. Really nice mashup. And yeah, nice execution as well. They look really cool. I like these energy powers that are coming through in these ones up here, and just everything overall. So really good work there. Love that one. And next is Brandon, and you've done Cell merged with the Riddler. That's a good mashup. That's pretty different. That's like really unique. So here we go. Let's have a look. So you got Cell mixed with the Riddler. And yeah, check that out. I like the face. I love the, you know, it's a really cool pose as well. And yeah, nice background. You've done a full backdrop. You've even got the question marks spray painted on there as well. So yeah, that's a really cool one. Really unique. Love it. Good work. All right, next is Aaron, and he's done a mashup of Hawkman with Night Owl, and that's really cool. Like, it's a good idea. Have a look at this. This is really nice. I like the colors, very vibrant. That yellow, the yellow wings really pop off that purple there. So, you know, those colors, they really work well together. Complete opposites they are. So that's really nice. Really good color choices there. And yeah, I love this. I like the mask. Cool design. Yeah, nice idea. Like that one, Aaron. Good work. All right, next is Anthony. You've done a mix of Jasmine and it's Lady Thor as well. So you've done a mashup there, and you've made your own character here. So that's a really good one. Really nice work. Nice idea as well. It's good to get a bit of a Disney princess in there. Oh yeah, I just noticed you've got the lamp down here with a bit of power coming out of it. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good work there. Nice one. And Sai, he's done it again. Look at this. So Sai has done Looney Tunes mixed up with Fantastic Four. And that's really cool, really unique. I just love the energy in all of these as well. So really nice work in there. Look at these lines. Man, you've done such a good job through this whole thing. I love it. Really nice. You're very good at doing that cartoony style. So I really like that. Have a look at that. Yeah, really cool mashup there. Really fun as well. I love it. And it's not the first one you've done. You've done two. So you've got another one here, which I believe this mouse is called Chuck Jones. It's mashed up with Hulk. So it's like he's Bruce Banner raging out, like that kind of bit of a homage to that kind of poster that I've seen before of Bruce Banner hulking out, and then you just see the variations between them. Yeah, really cool. This came out nicely. Look at this. Look at your line work and all that. It's really nice. Yeah, good idea. I love that idea too. So well done, Sai. And Paul has done a mix-up from Asterix and Spider-Man. So you've got these two mashed together. And I just can't get over how nice and clean this looks. Have a look at this. That blur and then to the super sharpness just looks really nice. You've got this cool focus in there. Super clean work. Have a look at that. Super clean. Yeah, and I love it. You've got a really cool cartoony style to this too. It's a good pose. Really nice, energetic pose. And it's funny as well. I like his little dreadlocks that are coming out, and they're in like a spider suit as well. Yeah, nice one with that one, Paul. Love it. And next we got Resident Evil mashed up with Mario. What do you think about that? That's pretty crazy. Something I never would have thought of either. Yeah, brutal as well. That's taken a real dark turn, hasn't it? Look at this guy over here. That's like the mushroom, the what's his name? Toad, in like a Resident Evil form. I love that. Really super creepy. That's going to haunt my nightmares for a while. It's Princess Peach as what's her name? Is it Jill? I think. Really cool. I love it. Nice work with that one. Oh, by the way, that's Patrick. Sorry about that. That's Patrick. And next up, we've got Steven. You've done a mashup of Captain America and Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's pretty insane. That's a good mix there. It actually works. They look like the same bloke. And you've got, you know, he's got his get up on. You got a little badge there to really say it's Cap. So yeah, if Captain America took on wrestling, yeah, this is what it would be like. So yeah, good mashup there. That's pretty unique. I like that. All right, next up is Guai, and you have done a mashup of Hisoka mixed up with Freddy Krueger. That is insane. I haven't heard of Hisoka before. I think it's from an anime, but yeah, really nice idea here, and I like the poster. The setup here is really cool. I like what you've done here. Nice composition. Really cool. Yeah, nice work. Next up is Brock, and you've done Captain Planet mixed up with Avatar, the Airbender. So that's a cool mix. Something I wouldn't have thought of, but it actually really works if you think about it. You know, Captain Planet has all the elements, you know, combined to create himself. So that's such a cool idea, very creative. So I love the thought behind that. So very, very creative there. You've got all the elements, fire, water, wind, and rock as well. So that's the same with Captain America. And yeah, so Avatar really does work with that. Good work on that, Brock. Love it. All right, next is Andrew. And you've done a mix-up between Batman and Daredevil. So that's a cool idea. Really cool mix there. I like that kind of mix-up here. And your creativity, your thought behind the suit, you know, the concept here, really cool. They really work because look, you got the horns, you know, Batman's got the bat ears, but you've got these red horns poking out. Love that. And you know what? I love that that logo. Really nice idea with that logo as well. It even comes through with the is that like a grappling hook or like a whip? So oh, that's awesome. Really cool idea here. Love that one, Andrew. Nice work. All right, time to get into some critiques now. So these are the 3 that I've chosen for this month. The first one's Bart. I chose Craig as well. And Darren. I just thought these were all going to be very good examples for a critique. I can really, yeah, I'm going to pick these apart a little bit. So let's start with Bart. And you've got a crossover between Wolverine and the Flash. So that's a pretty cool mix, I gotta say. So that'd be pretty lethal as well. Imagine Wolverine if he could run at the speed of light. So yeah, let's get into it a bit. I really like this. You've got a really nice pose to start with. I like the kind of classic Wolverine kind of pose, which is really cool. I like the face, just everything overall, really cool. Nice muscle structure as well. So let's get into this critique a little bit more. There's just a couple of things I can see which I'd like to kind of touch on a little bit. Mainly probably with the pose, just a little bit more dynamic. But it's mostly there. Like, you've already done an amazing job. So let's have a little bit of a look. All right, there we go. So I've just finished up, just sketching this up for you. Just so you can see a variation of what you could do. Yours is fine, I'll show you. So yours is fine, and that's really good. I like the way it is. I just kind of wanted him a little bit more spread out. Just in my opinion, I thought maybe with his legs kicked out a little bit, he's crouched down a little bit more, so he's a little bit more ferocious or fierce. So he's kind of lower, a bit lower to the ground, like an animal, you know, like really raging. And yeah, so I've tucked this arm back a bit, because the other one I just felt I would have really liked to see the other claw. It just seems a little different that his arm's kind of back, and it's not doing too much. So I wanted it to come forward, make the most of this area up here, and then that just makes the pose a lot more interesting as well. Kick these legs out sideways and bend them, so he's like crouching even more. So he's, you know, you've already got it, but he's just kind of spread them out just a little bit more. And now his arm is, yeah, filling in that space. Really cool option for a pose, so you've done really well there. And all this is fine. This anatomy you've got through this arm, that's fine. I just kind of redrew over it so you could see it a bit more solid. It was just the ab area through here. You can see I just kind of wanted to see a little bit more of refining through here. So just like the rib cage and then some detailed kind of abs through there. So at the moment it's just like a slight render, and I wanted to see just a little bit more held together, you know, with outlines. So we just need some more outlines through there. The waist as well, just kind of tidied that up a bit. And yeah, the chest was mostly fine. It was just down here, this pec here should be bulging a little bit with, you got this arm coming down, and you can just imagine if you reach down and have your arm at this angle, you kind of, your chest is a bit more puffed up. So that pec will be puffed up a little bit more. The face is fine. I don't really have any comments on that face. I think that's really good. Yeah, that's about it for that one, really. It's just resketching. I just wanted to kind of, you know, do something more like that. So keep note as well, just this neck muscle here should stop about there. Even mine you know, don't have the line cross over. So with yours, your shoulder keeps going that way. So remove that line there. That should just kind of connect. It looks much better that way. And this is the only one that would have a little bit of detail around it. But you're doing an awesome job. I love your character design here. So really, really cool idea with the concept as well. You've done a great job. So just having a look at what else we can have a look at. Now I'm just looking at your render just to see what I can see if I can give you any advice on rendering and the technique, like the technical stuff. Now that we've done anatomy, let's have a look. I personally like my light source to be coming from up this way kind of thing. So downwards, kind of like that. So I just find this shadow here a bit dark. It can be more appealing when you have the light source from this direction, because then your character is more lit in the majority of the character. So in your case, your character's more in shadow in the majority. Do you know what I mean? So this side of his face and through his chest and all this part under here, I just find that there's a bit too much shadow. There's too much focus on the shadow. So if we threw the shadows over this side, and you had that side of the face darkened and down here, it's definitely a better choice, because then the other side, the majority of your character is lit up and in view. So it's easier to look at, more appealing as well. So that's the only thing I would say about that, is just the choice of shadowing and shading, where your light source is coming from. Because at the moment it looks like your light source is coming mainly from about that direction at the moment. So that's kind of where yours is coming from. And there's a bit too much shadow over this side. And when it comes to neck muscles, like these ones down here, definitely have a lot thicker, I reckon. Especially for Wolverine, he's pretty meaty. So I'd actually thicken these up quite a bit. Even out the side this way. So really thicken them up a bit more. And that'd be quite nice for him. He's very muscular. There we go. So if you just have a look at this neck here. So before it was just a little bit too thin, those little muscles that connect the neck. But if you just have them a bit thicker, I think that'll really look a lot nicer on him. I think the rest might just be a little bit more line consistency. So see through here in the leg up here, it's like quite thick, and then it goes thin really quick, and then thin again through there. And yeah, if we just had a little bit more consistency, I reckon that'd look a lot nicer. So make sure your lines are all kind of, keep them the same kind of weight through as they go, and overall it'll look a lot nicer if you just continue that. You can have variation, like for instance here. So this part here is going to be a lot more in shadow, so definitely thicken that up. And as it goes up, you've already kind of done it, but as it goes up and through here, you'll thin it right out, so as the muscle continues up. And and you can even have, there's a bit of a muscle here, so you can make it quite dark there, and then have that continue up and join in there. You got like another big muscle that comes in here in the inner thigh there. So that, and then under here, keep it quite thick again, so as the muscles kind of go. So do you see what I mean? A bit more consistency in the lines definitely would go a long way. So just have a look under here. So that, especially down here in the calf, so that bit there. So when you just tidy them up a bit, big difference. Okay, I reckon that would help a lot. You're already doing such a good job. Like, this is amazing. So if you just tidied up these little bits here and there, it'd just make your work so much better as well. Like, really amp it up a bit more. So, and yeah, that's about it. So the like I said, the shadowing, the choice of shadowing. So that's another one that you want to think about as well. If you have a look at my shadowing tutorials, I've done a tutorial on shadows. That can help a lot as well. I explain all the different types of variations of shadowing and the dramatic effect that they can have on your character as well. So might be one to check out. You've probably already, unless you've already seen it. And yeah, so again, and just this kind of anatomy, or mainly the pose fix up there. So that's the other thing with this character. Other than that, Bart, you've done a really good job. And, I love your work. So, yeah, thank you for your submission. I think it's awesome. All right, next we've got Craig Stewart, and you've done Bat Thor, I think you called him, which is a really cool idea. So you've got Batman mixed with Thor, and I like this idea. I think it's really cool, and I especially like the logo design that you've chosen here for him. So have a look on the chest. So it's the Batman logo, but it's got like the his hammer kind of pattern. What's it called? Mjolnir? Is that how you say it? I've always struggled to say that. But you've done your own kind of design with that, and that looks awesome. Really cool design there. I love the creativity in this. The choice, the concept is really cool. So yeah, good work on that. Let's get into a critique a bit now. Okay, so I've just drawn over it just to show you what we could kind of help with the structure of your setup. So if you have a look, like, it's awesome work, by the way. I love this. I absolutely love the setup. I've got no comments on the head as well. The head's fine. But I just feel like with the fur and everything here that's over him, which is a really cool idea for like the Thor side of things. I feel like his shoulder is here, like I feel like the fur is pushed, like tucked into the body too much, almost like it's a part of the body. Whereas I would rather it to be thick and lifting and sitting on top and raised up off the muscles. So I wanted to kind of draw the anatomy first of this guy. So I'm going to draw him up, and just so you can see, look where the shoulders kind of belong, and then have a look at the one underneath. So you can see that the shoulder on the first one isn't visible through here. I feel like it would be too high up here, and yeah, so if it was drawn, draw the structure first, draw the entire anatomy of the body first, then chuck stuff over the top when you're done, like the designs and the fur and everything comes later. If you do all that, you'll have a much better setup, so everything kind of comes along a lot nicer. So same through here in between the middle here. I feel like I can't see his chest where it belongs, and I feel like I can't see the abs or even the crutch area. So that's kind of that's the only thing throwing me off. Plus this leg, I feel like it's not there. The other leg is kind of hidden a bit. I know it's behind his arm, and I can kind of see something there, but I'd love to see it like be a bit more readable, so that at first glance, or when people can look at it a bit closer, it doesn't feel off. So we just what I've done is I've drawn the crutch area and the abs and everything through there, so you can now clearly see the chest. So if we had all those details in, it'd be killer work. It'd be absolutely awesome. This leg now, you can actually see where the leg comes down. You can just see the knee poking out a little bit more, and I think that is what would really fix this up a bit more. Now, I've pulled in the leg a little bit more, so this leg, I feel like it's just kind of getting pushed out to the right a little bit more. So I brought that in a bit more, so it's really his arm's really resting on it. Have a look at his shoulder as well. So up here, it really is kind of pushing up. He's like slumped up, so he's really resting that arm on there. You can it looks more relaxed. Do you know what I mean? So we got that. Yeah, these lightning bolt things are awesome. These circle things, love them. Love the logo. So yeah, I think that anatomy change, that would really fix up your character a million times more. Let me show you as well what it could look like when we do the fur over the top. There we go. So if you have a look at this fur, so that's the anatomy underneath and the fur on top. You kind of see how, so if I fade that back just a bit so you can see the muscles underneath, you can kind of see now that the fur is lifting just off the muscles a bit more. So that's how we should probably look at it. So it's like a lot thicker. So if you look at the original, it kind of pushes into the shoulders a bit more. It's almost like it's merging with the skin. So if we lift them off a bit more, you really get that kind of idea, or the feeling that everything's layered over the top. You want layers. So that's really all it needed. All right, so let's have a look at the technical side now of your character, now that we've done the anatomy and the base sketch kind of stuff. Okay, so one of the first things that I thought when I saw it, it's all kind of a bit too much the same color. So if you look at the cape and the background, they're almost the same tone. So from a distance, it's kind of hard to read what this is. You really want to have that kind of real brooding pose. Like you want to be able to see it straight away and really, make the most of it. So I'll just quickly grab this. I've just got this lightning background from one of my characters from work. I'll just chuck this in and we'll just see what this looks like. There we go. So you see what I mean? You kind of get a bit of an idea. It's probably a bit much, but like these ones here, these streaks are probably a bit much, but it really is playing up on that Thor side, with the lightning. But having that behind him, what I can do now is actually really amp that up even more. I'll show you. Yeah, so see that glow that I've just put behind? That's really going to help kind of make him pop a bit more. Because, you've got the lightning there. It's very intense, and just have that kind of pop behind him as if the lightning's just lighting him up. So you see with the original, it's just, he's a bit lost. So now really have that silhouetted, and he's like, it's just making the most of it. So now you'd be able to see that. If I zoom right out, you can really tell that looks like a Batman straight away from a mile away. I think the other thing that I'd probably do is with your hammer, I'd like to see a bit more contrast in it, like this. Probably, add a lot more contrast in it to silhouette it a bit more from the backdrop. So some more glowing behind it like this to really sell that this is Thor, and that hammer is powerful. So you could actually put some outline or just some glow behind it, and have a look at that. That's really amping that up now. So now when I zoom out, it even straight away you can see Batman and the hammer, and it's like, damn, that's straight off the bat. You can really tell that that's a Thor Batman. So yes, definitely add some contrast to that hammer. See, that's what it was before. That's what it is after. So it definitely needs a bit more contrast in it. Probably the same amount of contrast that he's got. Like he's very dark, and yeah. So there we go. I hope that helps, Craig. And we've also done the changes to the anatomy. Just going to fix that up a bit. So yeah, so that I hope that helps. To make sure that you when you're doing a character, really flesh out the actual structure and anatomy first, then build on the clothes after. So that fur and all that stuff, and then you'll find it's a big change, big difference. So yeah, awesome work. I absolutely love your design. I think that's freaking awesome. So yeah, good work on that, Craig. Thanks heaps. Okay, so next is Darren. You've done here we go. This is a cross between Spider-Man 2099 and Wolverine. So have a look at this. He's got claws coming through. Really cool. You've even got the X symbol, and I like what you've done with the eyes. So that kind of comes up, same as Wolverine has there. So yeah, that's really cool. Nice mashup there as well. Good one. All right, let's get into the critique a bit now then. First thing I can notice overall is it's just a little dark. So not too bad. Like Spider-Man himself, he's great. But I think I could probably lighten him up just a bit more. So I'll just a little bit more, like probably that, maybe with a little bit of density, a little contrast. Yeah, there we go. It's mainly the saturation, I'd say, like the ambience. We want to kind of give him a little bit more saturation, just a bit, not too much. Don't want to overdo it. So, that's a little bit different there, just to give him a bit more vibrance. So I think with the back, we just need a little bit more, it needs to just be a little bit more interesting in the background. It's a bit too grim, I'd probably say. Maybe a little bit too grim. And the color tones and such. So I'd probably lighten it up a bit. I don't know whether it would be like a blue. Maybe you could set that to like a color dodge. Whether it's like a bluish kind of hue in the back, maybe. That would look kind of cool. Or you could even, I'll just show you. I've had a background that I've done before. I'll just plonk it in like a night one. So you can see if we just kind of, with some city lights and things like that. I know that it's a lot of work, but if we just had something similar to this, maybe I'll try and fix that perspective. It's a bit intense. Let me just fix this and adjust it a little bit more. So what I'm doing in here is just adding an intense glow behind him, as if it's like the city lights are kind of lighting him up and like helping his silhouette kind of shine a little bit more. So I've basically made a new layer above, and I'm just with a soft brush brushing over with a kind of a yellow tone, and I'm fading it back a little bit so it's not so crazy and intense. So you can kind of see what I'm getting at. I would love to see something more like that. I'll just show you a before and after real quick. So see how before yours was just a little muddy, kind of the tone's a little bit dark. So I just thought it's a little bit too gloomy, and I really would love to see this more vibrant, lit up, show off your pose, because look at what you've done. Like, I haven't even touched this yet. I haven't even touched your pose. You've got such a good character pose here. It's really, really well drawn. I love the details. The pose is really awesome. So really show it off. Like, have a nice kind of, spend some time on a background and get it to kind of really showcase your character. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's going to help hold him together. And that's going to help so much with your stuff. So, and just a few little things here as well, just with the building top, stuff like that. Just a little bit more attention would go a long way as well. So there we go. And I just kind of color adjusted that now, so it fits. So that's really what I would do for your character. Just like focusing on this building top. The character itself, I don't really have any notes for it at all, really. I'd probably only just tidy up your line work just a little bit. Not even really tidying. It's more just connecting a few lines, making them like these abs mainly. I'll just do a couple of thicker and thin lines there. You can still keep a couple of these little nicks to present abs. And that's all that needed. Like, just a little bit extra, and maybe just this collarbone. I'd probably like to see that. Just a little bit, kind of a bit of line work on the collarbone. That needs just a couple of extra lines to represent the anatomy a little bit more there. And I think the only other thing I'd probably do is with the rendering, I do like the kind of soft look. But if you want to refine it a little bit more, because at the moment it kind of, the rendering alone kind of feels like it's like blurred. Do you know what I mean? Like, as if someone's come up just to the rendering alone and done like a Gaussian blur, just on the rendering. It kind of has that effect just a bit. Do you see just up here? Through the eyes especially. So if we just sharpened it up just a little bit. So if we just get some areas, and I'm just going to sharpen some bits. So mainly I'll get that neck muscle. We'll actually make that kind of have a bit of lighting on it. You see what I'm doing just in these corner bits? So I'm kind of just throwing in a couple of little tiny thin streaks now, and that's going to help resemble like just some finer detail. So especially through there, down here, just a bit, and like especially there on the edge of that bit there. And that's just nice little touches. So I'm basically using big streaks. See how I'm sizing up my brush like this? And I'll do big streaks here. And I might even lighten that up a little bit more there and down. Yep, about there. And then I'll size it right down like this, and then I'll start doing little thin details where I think it might need it. So that's a really cool technique as well that you can use. So start large and then go down, and you see what I mean? So if I just show you the original, so that's kind of blurred, and then we just sharpen them up. So sharpen everything up, and it'll really help a lot. So around the bottom of the chin, even under the chin, let's darken it a fair bit, like this, and we're still going to get that little rim light back in a sec. So up, and then what we'll do is we'll resemble where the ear would go, and we'll just have a bit of shading under there, and then bring some of that back to fix that. See, now that'll look pretty cool. And what we'll do is we'll get that darker light to get that glossy feel. I'm going to do a dark streak, and then I'm going to do a light streak next to it, and now you get like a bit of a glossy kind of feel up the side of the head there. Whoop, there we go, and up there, and that's kind of going to be that little rim light to resemble, and that'll hold the jaw together a bit there, make the jaw kind of pop out a little bit. There we go. So you see what I've done here on the eye as well? Because it's got these really rigid kind of shapes on it. So what I've done is just refine those a bit more. And I'll just show you before, so see how it's just a little blurred. So we're just trying to refine the rendering now, make it a lot sharper. And a cool trick you can do as well, if I just grab one of the brightest highlights here, I'll just grab that, and replace, see these black lines you've got, the black outlines? Let's make them white, or like a highlight even. So I'll just get a sharp pen, like a sharp brush, and I'm going to go over those and replace them with a highlight, and we'll just see what happens. And I'm even going to do it just around the edges of those bits there. So you can kind of see what it's doing. I've replaced those now, and it's really having that little rim light on the edge is just lifting them off, making everything look a bit softer. So let's have a look before. You see how it's just the black outlines are fine there, but if you really want to make it kind of look a bit more polished, make them white. Like really play around with your outlines. Okay, so and that could be added around, not everywhere, just little bits, like especially when you've got here this highlight. I would have loved to see that just a little sharper. So if I just sharpened that up, see we're just having your suit the way it was, and that's already looking a lot better. So see how that's blurred before, just this part here, and we just crisp it all up all the way around. And this guy would look like nearly hyper realistic, you know. See from a distance that looks like pretty cool now, hey. Like so, I reckon that's a really good technique that we could use all the way over. It wouldn't even take long, probably only take you 10-15 minutes all the way around, and it's just a nice little tidy up, and it does everything for your work. And yes, I forgot to mention as well. So see what I've done with the rendering style now. So have a look at the sharp kind of cell shaded look. Got a bit of a shimmer and a shine to it now. It's a bit more crisp. You see that kind of cell shaded look? So if you just get a sharp soft brush, so it's like sharp, I'll show you. I have this one up here, and it's cool. It does like a, so you know, the lighter I press, it's transparent. But the harder I press, it's pretty solid, you know. So that's the same brush, so like that, okay? And that's a really cool one. You'll find something like that in Photoshop. And I really highly recommend you do something like that with your techniques in rendering, and that'll really amp you up. If you're drawing like this, if you're drawing and your anatomy and everything's like that, like I got no anatomy changes. So if you're like that, and then you add this to your art, this rendering style, man, you'd just be laughing. And but the background as well. So if we just, yeah, a little bit more of a, like a detailed backdrop, something like that, and then really light it up. So showcase your character, like I said, because before, see, it's just a bit muddy and he gets a bit lost. You need to really silhouette him, show off that pose you've got, and yeah, and you'll be golden. So yeah, I hope that helps, Darren. I love your work, and like I said, I've got no changes on the anatomy. I couldn't fault it. It's really just the technical stuff and the execution, really, just so that the final kind of, you know, the backdrop and that part there and all that, so just gets a bit lost. So that's all I've got to say. So thank you, Darren. I really love your work, and yeah, keep it up. I can't wait to see more. We've nearly wrapped up now. I'm just going to run through a little bit of what we do in tier 4, which is my highest tier on Patreon. And so now it's changed up a little bit, and we do more one-on-one advice. So basically, I'm now communicating with these guys in Discord, and we just chat through the month, and I'm giving them feedback as we go. So here's Cyril's work, and Cyril's submission is Captain America crossed with Spider-Man as well. So it's like a bit of both of those mashed together. Really cool idea for a mashup. And mid-month, so usually in the middle of the month, he'll submit a sketch to me or something. So this is his roughs, and a rough setup. And then he'll say, you know, what can I have improved on this? And then I'll go and do this. So this is the feedback here. And then at the end of the month, he'll submit fully, and then I'll do another critique. So with this one, I just thought the angle was a little off, and I just kind of straightened it up. So that's kind of what I recommend, Cyril. I reckon you should probably just, yeah, straighten that up a little bit. I also made the arm just up even more, a little bit closer. So, and I also turned the head. And then I added some more saturation to the reds and the blues as well. So yeah, thanks for your submission, Cyril. I love what you do, and you've been improving heaps over the past year or so. I've really been loving your progress, so keep it up. You're absolutely killing it. And here's Abby's submission. This is a really cool mashup. I love this one, and it just looks so cool. So this is actually Gwen Stacy mashed up with Doc Ock. So that's a really cool idea. But I love this. I reckon it's great. So your tips at the start of the month were you submitted this line work here. This was mid-month when we were chatting on Discord, and then yeah, this is a couple of the recommendations or the feedback that I gave you. And then yeah, you submitted this one here, which was really cool. That was when you submitted, and then that's after. So I basically, if you look at the tentacles, I really wanted some consistency through there. I just found that they're a little bit too thin and wonky as they go down, like especially here. See how it gets a bit thinner there, so I thickened it up so they match. I also wanted a little bit more flow through the hair, so if you just have a look, so it was just a bit straight, which is fine as it is, but I thought maybe a little bit more flow would be, make it seem a little bit more animated. The shading around the boobs, I just wanted to get rid of that highlight just under that one there, and I just kind of softened out these black lines in the creases in the arms. They're just a bit too intense, and the one down there as well, so I just kind of softened out those colors a little bit more. Awesome work, Abby. I love that one, and well done. All right, Apex Arts. Here we go. You've done an awesome one here. Check this out. So this is a cross-up of Master Chief and Darth Vader, which is absolutely insane to me. That's a really cool mashup. I love that. And you're always killing it with these kind of designs. Look at that technical stuff there. Your line work is just so good, solid. Really nice line work there. All right, so let me show you what I did. So I did a little bit of a fix-up for him, and I did a critique. So here you go, Apex. I basically wanted to do a bit more shine on him. Really, have a look at Darth Vader here. So if you want him to look a bit more like Darth Vader's iconic thing is to have that really glossy kind of super like white shine on the black. So dense black and then really white shines. And you'll get that on nearly every photo of Darth Vader. So I wanted to get that in yours. So if you look at the original, I just found it was a little bit too, just a bit flat. So I really wanted to get a lot more density in it. And yeah, so there you go. And that's kind of what I did there. And I also got the eyes and made them super red. So I really like that kind of look. So if you did something like this, and really up to the shine, so right up the arms and up through here, and just add a heap of shine to it, your Darth Vader Spartan would look absolutely killer awesome. So yeah, I hope that helps, Apex. I love your work always, and yeah, I'd love to see some more, so keep it up. And last one was Jason, and he submitted this one, which is Captain Marvel, Venomized Captain Marvel, I should say. Really cool design, and your original sketch submission was this one here with the inks, and you just asked what could I improve on here, and I helped you here with a few things here, maybe like fix the goo. So yeah, that's your submission, your final submission, and then I went ahead and did a few enhancements to it. So basically it was just some color enhancements. If you have a look, I made that an intense kind of blue. If you look at the hand as well, just here mainly in the palm, there just really wasn't that, the line kind of kept coming up and into the hand, but I really felt like we needed the back of that palm to show through to have a bit more structure in the form of the hand. I also fixed the fingers to have the claws kind of pointing down that way a little bit more. Yeah, more colors. Have a look at the colors, so more saturated. I really thought maybe bump up them saturations and have them quite intense. Now, Captain Marvel's really known for her yellow glow, so I had a bit of a yellow glow behind to help lift her off. What is it? The shade of the skin color there is merging nearly with the background. So I wanted to separate them by doing that. So the background is now lighter, a bit more intense, and she's separated, so it just helps it pop a little bit more. Yeah, so that's it, Jason. I hope that helps, and yeah, love your work as well. So that's it, everyone. That's the entire monthly project number 13 wrapped up. We're done. There is another one. I'm doing another one on my Patreon, so coming up this month. It's already started. Movie and TV fan art. So that'll be fun. You can do anything you want. Your favorite kind of movie or show, like a scene from it, favorite character, just anything. So that's going to be a lot of fun. If you're interested in joining the monthly projects, it's a part of my Patreon, so just jump on there. and it's for anyone in the $10 tier. $10 per month, and yeah, you can join these projects, submit your art, get feedback, even a critique. So thank you everyone who submitted. This was a lot of fun. I'm liking the new format as well, so I'm hoping these videos are a little bit shorter, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, thanks everyone, I'll see you next month.